This program is a production of the Panoply Network, a subsidiary of Pizza Plea Media.
Welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, the investigative journalism program where I ask the question, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. This week marks the 153rd annual official federally recognized American holiday called Thanksgiving. Many Americans who were educated in the American education system, such as myself and dozens of others, might be surprised to learn Thanksgiving has only been recognized as an official holiday since the year 1870. We are taught that the origin of Thanksgiving is quite a bit older than that, dating back to the time before America even became a country, when a group of newly arrived European tea tycoons and religious extremists gave thanks to the native peoples of North America for not slaughtering them the instant they washed up on the shores of what the colonists somewhat uncreatively dubbed New England. But historians now agree this original Thanksgiving most likely did not actually occur. In fact, there is no record of the Europeans thanking the native peoples for anything at all. This is just one of the many reasons these colonists are now considered to have been extremely rude. But regardless of how the tradition began, no one can argue the sentiment behind it is not one worth memorializing. That is, the act of giving thanks. When one expresses one's gratitude, one inoculates oneself against ego by acknowledging that one would not have what one has without having been granted the favors of fortune. Earlier this year, I was awarded a Pulitzer Prize in journalism by the mysterious cabal of journalism evaluators who comprise the Pulitzer Voting Committee. If I did not express my gratitude for this honor, I would run the risk of thinking it was something to which I was simply entitled, rather than a gift bestowed upon me by people who recognize that I am entitled to it. True, the metal medal itself has yet to arrive in the mail, even after I paid the nominal shipping and handling fee, and then also paid an extra shipping and handling fee because the committee emailed to tell me they needed more bubble wrap. But my gratitude remains intact, not unlike my Pulitzer itself hopefully will be once it is finally delivered in its bubbly plastic cocoon. But this well-deserved and long overdue honor is not the only thing I am humble enough to be grateful for this year. Especially since I now live and work in the great city of New York, United States, New York, I find opportunities for gratitude on a near hourly basis. For example, despite the fact that rats cover nearly every square inch of my neighborhood's sidewalks, alleyways, subway platforms, bus seats, basement coffee shops, and wall interiors, I am grateful not to have caught a single deadly disease. Is this because I wear a full set of armored greaves underneath my pants and galoshes to protect myself from rat bites? Or is it because every time I find a small piece of carcass on the sidewalk from a rat that had been exploded in a high-speed collision with a Postmates driver's e-bike, I pop it in my mouth and swish it around a bit to gradually build up an immunity to rat plague? Perhaps it is a little bit of both. In which case, I extend my gratitude to my immune system for adapting to the microbes extant within the carcass nuggets I gargle. And I also extend my gratitude to the COVID-19 coronavirus for closing so many medieval times restaurant locations that it is now fairly easy to find a reasonably priced set of lightly dented greaves. I suppose I should also be grateful to the aforementioned Postmates drivers for inadvertently contributing to rat population control with their reckless driving. But I am afraid I am having a bit of trouble with this particular giving of thanks. According to a recent study by the online gambling industry trade publication Casino.org of all places, the number one most visited fast food restaurant on Thanksgiving Day is McDonald's. To an extent, I can see why this might be the case. Many other fast food restaurants have enough respect for their workers to remain closed on Thanksgiving. Plus, if you ask your server to stomp on your French fries and drizzle them with a bit of the runoff from the griddle's sludge trap, you can enjoy a somewhat reasonable approximation of mashed potatoes and gravy. But according to this study, which again was for some reason conducted by casino.org, the most oft cited reason for why consumers choose McDonald's for their Thanksgiving meals is convenience. And this I do not understand at all. With the advent of Postmates, ordering traditional Thanksgiving food from your local grocer or ghost kitchen is no less convenient than driving through a drive-thru. In fact, since becoming a New Yorker, I use Postmates quite a bit. With Postmates, I do not have to endanger myself by carrying heavy sacks of groceries down icy sidewalks. Instead, I can simply divert that danger onto an almost fairly compensated e-bike driver and whatever people or animals happen to be in or near that person's path. Plus, if I ever experience buyer's remorse after making a large order or even one that I simply do not want to pay for, I simply have to log on to the app and claim I never received it. Sometimes this does not work, but other times this trick earns me a valuable 72 cents in credit toward a future Postmates order. At this point, I have said so many positive things about Postmates that a casual listener might think they are a paid sponsor. But, as formal listeners are aware, it is actually quite impossible to convince a company to spend any money on podcast advertising these days, since the collapse of Spotify and other podcasting outlets has revealed the medium to be in a foreseeable yet wholly fatal decline. Also, as I mentioned afore, I am currently experiencing a state of non-thankfulness toward Postmates, despite many weeks of almost high-quality service, due to an issue with this year's Thanksgiving delivery. Though my headquarters/apartment is missing some amenities, such as a full-sized kitchen, fully closing windows, hot water, or lukewarm water, I was able to recover from a pile of trash on the street a perfectly functional microwave. Yes, it has a hole in the side, but I simply try and keep any of my softer, more radiation-vulnerable bodily tissues as far away from the hole as possible when the microwave is in use. Even better, it is large enough to fit a small whole turkey, as long as enough force is applied and the turkey is sufficiently greased. But while I am no foodie, foodsmith, or even a fooder, I know enough about food to know a frozen turkey takes some time to be defrosted before microwaving. So this week, I Postmates it just such a turkey, well enough in advance that I would be able to enjoy it, and perhaps even give thanks for it, on Thanksgiving Day. But, unfortunately, the condition in which said turkey arrived can only be described in one word: sopping.
Welcome to Butterball. To be connected to our Butterball Turkey Talk line, for information on turkey preparation and cooking assistance, press or say 3. If you have a
3.
product question,
Butterball Turkey Talk Line. How can I help you today?
Hello, my name is Brian Thompson. I ordered a turkey via Postmates, and unfortunately, when it arrived, it was quite sopping. And it didn't take long enough that I think that it defrosted on the way. So I suspect the delivery driver may have dropped it in a puddle of either rainwater or possibly even something less desirable than that. I just don't really know how to tell, and I'm not really sure how to prepare it now that it is sopping.
Yeah. If it's damaged like that, I really can't recommend that you use that turkey.
Oh, really?
Well,
the turkey itself seems fine.
The packaging broken. Is the packaging broken?
Oh, yes, there is no packaging on it.
Yeah. Oh, if there's no packaging on the turkey, then yeah, you just definitely cannot use that turkey.
Oh, really? What sort of packaging should there be?
It should be totally encased in a plastic, like a shrink-wrapped plastic bag with the Butterball logo on it.
Oh, I thought maybe they took the plastic off as some sort of environmental measure or something like that. But it should be on there?
No, definitely not. Yeah, no, it definitely should. No, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to throw that turkey away and go back to your shipper or whoever again. Yeah, I know. If it's unwrapped, there's no way that turkey should be fully wrapped. It's just like what we sell in all the supermarkets and everything like that. Yep.
Well, this didn't come from a supermarket. I ordered, like I said, I ordered it from Postmates. It came from something called Vic's Turkey Shack. It may be some sort of ghost kitchen supplying turkeys. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Butterball would not have done that, though. I can tell you that Butterball would not have done that. Yeah.
Okay, well, I can just go on the app then and say I didn't receive it and see if I can get some sort of a discount or a refund or something like that.
Obviously, I don't know about that, but
Oh, I do that all the time. It's fine.
Okay, there you go. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, and I have one more question. So
yeah, sure.
I'm going to be microwaving the turkey, and my microwave is large enough for a small turkey, but it is a tight squeeze, and I think I'm going to have to sort of grease the turkey up to fit it in. I was wondering, do you have a recommendation for something to sort of lubricate the turkey to fit it in a small space?
Well, what you would do is, we always recommend that you either use melted butter or oil on the outside of a turkey when you're roasting it anyway.
Okay, melted butter or oil.
Yep.
Any particular kind of
vegetable oil?
Vegetable? Okay.
Nope, not any kind of vegetable oil.
Okay, just writing this down in my recipe book.
There you go.
Oil. Okay, well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
All right, you have a great day.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Have a good, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. I'm grateful for your advice.
All right, there you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Well, it kept it very cold. It didn't follow our instructions. But I don't think I think from here on, I would stop that. So, well, I don't think we got over that.
Do you know what happened to pizza at McDonald's? Do you remember it? Please send all correspondence to pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com. To support the show, please join my Patreon at patreon.com/pizza@mcd's for exclusive benefits. And for more information, including links to social media, merchandise opportunities, etc., visit pizza@mcdonalds.com. Thank you to my invaluable Patreon producers: Trisha Yates, Adam Crump, Dan Dreyer, Bipolar Biped, Grant Bacon, Jacob Ford, Joe Kajik, Kimberly King, Kyle Tarak, Thomas Young, Pam Gabriel, Polly Eakin, Will, Andrew Duffy, Andrew Ahmed Rubin, Billy Jean, Brad Allen Thompson, Gerald Lewis, Jay Poop, Calvin Thomas, Can You Flybobby, Laurel Paul, Mel, Mitchell Kordick, Opus Moreski, Paul Fu, and Ryan Guggenmoss. I'm Brian Thompson, investigative journalist.